One sunny afternoon, Lily and her brother Max went to visit their grandma's house. Grandma's house was big and old, with creaky floors and a yard full of flowers. But the most mysterious part of the house was the attic. Lily had always been curious about the attic. It was a place she'd heard many stories about, but she'd never been allowed to go inside. Grandma always said it was full of old things and that kids should stay away. But today, Lily and Max decided they were going to explore it. After their mom and dad went to the garden to pick some strawberries, the two children sneaked up the narrow staircase to the attic. The door was old and heavy, but with a little push, it creaked open. Inside, there was dust and cobwebs, and the air smelled like old books. Shelves were stacked high with boxes, trunks, and forgotten treasures. Lily was about to look around when she noticed something strange. In the far corner of the room, behind a pile of old suitcases, there was a small wooden door, barely visible. It looked like it didn't belong there, it was much too small to be an actual doorway. Curious, Lily pushed through the clutter and knelt down to look at it more closely. The door was old, with rusty hinges and a tiny golden handle. It seemed like no one had touched it in years. Max came over and peered over her shoulder. "What do you think's behind it?" he whispered. Lily shrugged. "There's only one way to find out." She turned the tiny handle, and with a soft creak, the door opened. But instead of the dusty attic beyond, there was a tunnel, a winding, glowing path that seemed to lead deeper into the house. The walls of the tunnel were covered in sparkling stones that twinkled like stars. Lily's heart raced. "Where does it go?" she whispered. Max grinned. "Only one way to find out." Without hesitating, the two of them stepped through the door. As soon as they did, the little door behind them slammed shut with a loud thud. But they didn't mind. They were too excited to be scared. The tunnel twisted and turned, but it felt like they were walking in a circle. Eventually, they reached the end, and there, in front of them, was another door. This one was much bigger, beautifully carved with intricate designs of flowers and animals. It looked like it came straight out of a fairy tale. Max reached for the door handle, but before he could touch it, the door swung open on its own, revealing a beautiful room filled with light. It was like nothing they had ever seen before. The walls were made of shimmering crystals, and the floor was soft and plush like a cloud. In the center of the room was a huge golden chest, and around it floated tiny glowing creatures, like fireflies but brighter. "Welcome," said a soft voice. Lily and Max turned around in surprise. Standing behind them was an old woman with a kind smile, her hair silver like moonlight. "You found the secret room," she said. "I am the keeper of the hidden treasures." Lily's eyes widened. "What's inside the chest?" The old woman smiled even wider. "That, my dear, is for you to discover. But first, you must understand something very important." "What?" Max asked eagerly. "The secret of this room is that it isn't just a place for treasures," the woman explained. "It's a place where people discover their greatest dreams and their biggest adventures. You may take one treasure from this room, but only if you promise to use it to help others." Lily and Max looked at each other, then nodded. "We promise," they said together. The old woman pointed to the chest. "Choose wisely." Lily walked up to the chest, opened it, and inside, she found a glowing silver key. It was small but shining brightly. "What does it unlock?" she asked. The woman smiled. "That key can unlock doors to any adventure you wish, doors to new friends, new places, and even new worlds. But remember, the most important treasure is the kindness you share with others." Lily and Max took the key, thanked the keeper, and headed back through the tunnel, which seemed to glow a little brighter as they passed. When they returned to Grandma's attic, the secret door vanished as mysteriously as it had appeared. But Lily and Max knew that they would always carry the key with them, ready for the next adventure, and always ready to help others along the way.